Hi, welcome. I know it is 2025 already, but I thought it would be a fun idea to reflect on 2024, especially reflect on all these stage plays I saw last year, and that includes musicals, operas, plays where they don't actually sing, all of that I like. Very special, I've created a tier list for that. Technically very basic, but with special categories. So the first category is like would watch a million times again. I don't care how much the tickets cost. I don't care how far I have to travel. I would watch this again in a heartbeat. Then the second one would watch again for free. If a friend approached me and said, "Hey, I have tickets. You want to watch it?" I won't say no. Then the third is no regrets. I don't regret watching this, but I don't want to watch it again. This is mostly for like very famous plays that everyone talks about, but that I didn't particularly like. I'm already looking at a picture here, but no spoilers yet. The fourth category is It Exists. I saw it, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. And then the last category is Kiss Me Kate, and I will elaborate on that later. So yeah, let's start with the very first thing I saw this year, and that was La Boheme. It's an opera. It's about struggling artists in, I believe, the late 19th century. Yeah, I mean, I'm already not the biggest fan of operas, but I don't know, this one was just boring. So like I don't know if it was like the opera in itself or the specific production I saw, but like I don't think this is a very good start if you want to get into operas. So the next thing I saw is like the complete opposite of that, the Titanic musical. Now this has nothing to do with the movie by James Cameron, but I think it is way better than a movie. Now they came out about around the same time, like one I believe in 96 and the other in 97. I'm like, I don't care how mediocre some people say the stage design is. I don't care um, that you can't actually like see the ship sinking or stuff. The music is so good. It really is. Next thing I saw, Frederike. It's like a German play. It's a Singspiel, so like they talk and they sing, but it's not a musical because it's way too old for that. Um, what's it about? Um, there was a German poet and writer, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, and this plays like a fictional story about him, about how he falls in love with a woman and then leaves her to pursue a job, and then he comes back, and then she kills herself. Um, I will put it lightly in front of Bohème, but only because I liked some of the jokes, and the costumes were also interesting. The thing is about like Singspiel, because like for all of these like really old um, theater forms, they don't give the actors microphones, and so when they sing and they have the orchestra right between them and the audience, you don't hear a word they're saying, and it's I guess they would have had something interesting to say. I wouldn't know. I couldn't hear. Next one, Rock Me Amadeus, and for some people this might be a very easy thing to categorize. Not really for me. So if you don't know, Rock Me Amadeus is a jukebox musical based on the works of the Austrian singer Falco. You might know Rock Me Amadeus, the song. Um, and what this musical did is something that I find very lazy. Instead of what other jukebox musicals are doing, where the musical, while taking the works of like one specific artist or one specific band, like with Mamma Mia, um, and then telling an original story, this musical just did the Falco story. They just, adapt his life using his songs. And like, it doesn't work like half of the time because, like, how do you include a song like Rock Me Amadeus in like Vienna of the 70s and 80s. And you want to know how they did it? They made him enter a recording booth on stage and record the song, and it was just so lazy. The same with Genie, which is like a song about a man that kidnaps a woman and is sung from the perspective of the man. They also just have him record the music video for that, and it's just like, why not do an original story? I mean, I know Falco doesn't have like as many songs as some other artists, but like you can still do it. So yeah. I mean, I'm glad I saw it. But I think Falco songs don't really work as well on stage. Like not really as with ABBA. These like Falco songs are so like electronic based. Can't really do that. Can't really replicate that with an orchestra. Next one, again, complete tonal shift, Frozen musical. I don't have to tell you what Frozen is about, everyone knows it. If you have the chance to watch the musical, do it. It's so great. They give Elsa 2 new songs and they both slap. The costume change for like Elsa and Let It Go is so amazing. It's gotten like, this was the 3rd time I saw it and the first time on the West End. And every time I saw it, got like a huge applause because it's just so beautifully, so well made, well done. All of these songs really benefit from having an ensemble and from being played by like, I mean, they are already played by an orchestra, but it just hits different when you sit like in a dark room with a bunch of other people and there are actors on the stage that sing it. Yeah, definitely watch a million times again. One of my favorite musicals, and I know I'm gonna be laughed at for that, but I don't care. Yeah, I think they filmed the West End performance and are putting it on Disney Plus this year. Watch it. I will. You will catch me you will catch me having this on in the background like every video from now on. So the next one, Im Glashäusel, this was an original play by the Schauspielhaus in Vienna. I would not have watched it if we didn't have to record it for a uni project. I'm very grateful that they allowed us to do it. I don't think I was the right target audience. Sorry. Kind of that's all I have to say about it. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure some people liked it. Next one, My Fair Lady. A classic. I don't think I have to like explain the plot to you. This was the 3rd time I saw it, and honestly, probably the best. Not like the best musical out of the bunch that I have listed here, but like the best version that I saw. I saw it in the theater in my home city, and they adapted the entire play to take place in that city, and it was just really funny to like suddenly hear like all of the place names, the street names, the hotels that like I know, and just like referenced in this like really popular and well-known musical. Was really fun. It was a bit cheap, the set design, but like it was a smaller stage, so I don't really fault them for it. I think I would watch it again, yeah. But not in the same theater that I saw it like this year or the 2 times before. I want to see like in a different country even to see what other productions do with the material. Especially like because Eliza has a different accent based on wherever the play is being played, I guess. The next one, Monty Python's Spamalot. Now this is I can't even speak anymore. Now this is an adaptation of the movie Monty Python and the Knights of the Holy Grail. I was actually kind of disappointed by the musical. I mean, I guess the movie is even older than a musical, but the musical feels a lot more dated than the movie somehow. Like, just thinking about hurts my brain. There was like an extended gay joke that was really dated, and I don't know why they still have it in there. I mean, I guess at the end they say like to the two gay characters, the couple come out on stage, and one of them says, "And to think that in 500 years this will still be problematic, this will still be viewed as problematic." Um, that got a bit of a chuckle out of me. But yeah, I guess I liked it more than the Falcon musical. Oh no, there was one joke that wasn't in the movie, that like my entire theater laughed at. So if you've seen the movie, so I guess I should. Do I have to explain the plot? It's like satirical take on the King Arthur legend. Um, and so in the movie and also the musical, King Arthur and his knights, they approach like a castle, and technically this castle is located in England, but it's controlled by a bunch of Frenchmen, and that's kind of the entire joke about it. But in the musical, they add a joke where the Frenchmen say, "Leave us alone, or we'll make sure you're kicked out of the European Union." And like playing this in a country that belongs to the EU that doesn't really like Britain all that much, I got the biggest laugh in the evening out of the audience. But yeah, I don't know. I prefer the movie. Okay, next one. Phantom of the Opera. Okay, listen. Um, yeah, I don't really have a defense for that. I just didn't really like the story all that much, and like the songs didn't stick with me all that much either. Um, like, and what bothers me the most is like the musical starts, and you first have like 5 minutes of like exposition of like a prologue in the future where the people talk like about stuff that happened in the theater but like really vaguely, and then really grandiose, then the chandelier lifts up from the audience, and then the singers, the actors come on stage, and then they just sing for like 10 minutes a song that's like not even relevant to the story at hand. um and after all of that, we meet our main character, and then she immediately gets kidnapped by the Phantom. It's just, guys, priorities. um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I saw it, but I don't think it's the best. I don't even think it's the best Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. Like, he did better. Why is this the one that's stuck in the in our collective consciousness? Okay, West Side Story. Another one that, I mean, it was alright. Um, I I've seen the movie before, the old one from the 60s, I believe. So it wasn't really the ending didn't really take me off guard. Um, I'm glad I saw it. Um, but I mean, what was really well done in, I don't know if it's just my production that I saw, but like at the end, like it's a Romeo and Juliet adaptation. Like either one of them or both have to die, and in the second act you're already waiting for it. Especially if you've seen the movie, you're waiting for, spoiler for West Side Story, I guess. You're waiting for Tony to die, and you're just it's gonna happen any minute now, and then he reunites with Maria, and they're standing on opposite ends of the stage, and you're like, okay, they're gonna kiss one more time before the end, and Tony wants to start running, and then boom, gunshot. And like it was really quiet at that point. There was no music, no talking, and it just shot you out of your seat. And I thought it was really well done. Took you off guard, even for people who already knew how it would end. Um, so yeah, but that's the most I can say about like, yeah. Yeah, next one, Tick Tick Boom. I had no expectations going into it, and I was pleasantly surprised. Um Not like so pleasantly that I would watch it again, but Oh my, why isn't this working? Okay, sorry. Not so pleasantly surprised that I would like watch it again. But yeah, I had seats directly next to the stage, and it was really fun seeing it. Now we're finally getting to the point of the video that I've been dreading so much. Kiss Me Kate. I didn't really like the musical all that much. So just short refresher if you don't know what it's about, what Kiss Me Kate is about. It's about a theater company that are performing William Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, a play that I absolutely hate. And the fun thing is that the character interactions of like the characters in like the Shakespeare play get like transported onto the characters that are playing these characters. It's a bit difficult. But the problem with that is Taming of the Shrew is not a very healthy story and not a very progressive story. Some people might say woke. Taming of the Shrew ends with the female main character coming out on stage and holding an entire monologue about why it's a good idea to obey your husband in whatever he says and does. And that only came after said husband abused her for the entirety of the play. Not a very healthy message to take home. And the problem with the musical Kiss Me Kate is that they just like take these character dynamics and just like unironically put them on their own characters. So you have the female main character from Kiss Me Kate, her name is Lily, I believe, and she divorced the male main character like a long time ago, and he's like really abusive to her, even still. We don't know if he was back then, but he is now. He at one point spanks her so hard on stage, like not like our on stage, but like in universe on stage, that she cannot sit for an entire day, and it's treated as a joke. Yeah. And then she has a fiance, and he also only treats her as property, and her ex treats this as a joke, like, look what you got yourself into, kind of your own fault. And then in the end, she comes back to him, and we don't even see her decision why she chose her ex, but then she sings, like, she performs the closing monologue of The Taming of the Shrew, and it's performed this like as this like, oh, she finally saw all the problems in her life and this is how she's going to fix it. It's like, stop. Please stop. I never want to watch this again. I guess like the songs are cool, but when you have a story like that, that can't really save it. Alright, let's close the year off with a good show finally, again. Ghost of Canterville. So this is an original story by my local theatre based on Oscar Wilde's The Canterville Ghost. And it's a family show, like it's intended for all audiences. And the reason why I emphasize this so much will become apparent later. So Ghost of Canterville is about an American family who moved to England and buy a castle that is haunted. They don't know that, but when they finally do arrive, they think it's like, oh, so cool, and they just make fun of the ghost whenever he tries to spook them, to haunt them. And the so you know the family had like 3 children and 2 of them are twins, and the twins scare the ghost so hard that he doesn't show himself for like several months. And it's a very funny story with very funny songs, very well performed songs even. Now, why did I so emphasize the point about it as being a family musical? Well, at one point the characters pull out a book about like a family history on the previous castle's owners, and they read aloud all the gruesome ways that the previous owners have died and reenact them. This is a children's play. I mean, it was treated as a joke, and like they didn't like show any real. They did show blood on stage. There was like a huge plot point about there being like a blood spot on a wall that no one is able to wash away because it just appears again the next day. This was a hilarious. This was a hilarious play. English is difficult. This was a hilarious play. I love it so much. I really hate that my theater doesn't like record. As far as I know, they don't record their plays, at least their original productions, because I would listen to that soundtrack unironically every day for the rest of my life. Yeah, that was my theater life in 2024. What do you think about the tier list? Do you have anything to say about it, especially about certain choices? Have you seen any of the musicals and operas I saw? Do you have any suggestions about like what shows I should keep my eyes out for and should definitely put on my to watch list? There is one particular show that is playing in a theater near me this year. I don't know if I'm actually gonna watch it. I don't know if I can get tickets because, and I also don't want to mention the name because like if I mention it now and then don't watch it, I will have to live with that shame for the rest of my life. But if I do watch it, I will have bragging rights for the rest of my life. Thank you for watching my video. I would like to recommend some other videos that I've made, but I've only made one, so can't really do that. But hopefully we'll see each other again.